Tourist story. The train tracked through vast expanses of nowhere and nothing. For those of a certain age, a leisurely train ride through miles of forgotten country was a picturesque way to spend a weekend. For a child under the age of 10, it was miles of unending sameness and nothing to do. The train track through was expanses of nowhere and nothing. The cart had grown quiet as the tourists enjoyed their complimentary dinner that came with their Southwest Train Adventure package only. $279 of 2 days weekend sightseeing, culturally inspired meals, and 3 drink tokens a night. Tonight's dinner included trout, a locally sourced fish from the Animas River, which they would be passing by shortly. The passengers were told that up ahead was the beginning of the mountains and canyons they would soon be passing through. The tourists looked through the glass in their screens at the giants, rocks jutting from the ground, leading into more mountains terrain. The youngest tourist in the car had no interest in the trout or the miles of the desert country they had traveled so far. He would periodically annoy his parents and fellow passengers with winners asking if they were there yet and when they would get of the try. For those of a certain age, a leisurely train ride through miles of forgotten country was a picturesque way spent a weekend. For a child under the age of 10, it was miles of unending sameness and nothing to do. The passengers was told that up ahead was the beginning of the mountains and canyons they would soon be passing through. The tourists looked through the glass and their screens at the giants of rocks jutting from the ground, leading into more mountainous terrain. One could make out green at the peripherals of a river, and the start of increasingly rush landscapes ahead. The length of the river became more evident as the trucks curved towards a new horizon. There were a variety of trees climbing down the rocky faces of mountains, seeming to need the closeness of the river as tree line became denser towards the valley, forgetting for a moment to be perpetually dissatisfied. The boy gazed long and curiously enough to notice the color of the river. It reminded him of the orange powder drink his mom made him after they got home from school. The color seemed wrong there among all the wildness, like it didn't belong. Why does it look like that? The boy asked out loud, unaware he had actually spoken. His father, who had been consistently barrages with questions by the boy for the last hour, was in no mood for anything other than enjoying his $40 meal. Peaceful silence. He signed tiredly. Do I look like a tour guide, boy? If you are not going to eat, take this and be still. His father handed him Old Faithful, the surefire way to quiet the noise of the day for a minute, but more likely for hours. The man like so spent time away from it all more than he liked to be present in it. All the gadgets and devices became welcome allies in the father's quest to continually check out The boy knew this was only a gimmick for his compliance, but he was too bored to press further. He indignantly grabbed the screen and turned on his favorite game, where the built the world exactly as he wanted, where the trees came down and buildings came up, where the bent and shaped hills and rivers to his liking. The boy forget about the yellow river through the glass. He forget about his untouched, locally caught trout dinner. He forgot about looking up again until the train arrived at the station. Can we go home yet? He whined, out of habit more than genuine. Curiously, his parents sighed, carrying packages under arms and heavy bags in hand. Yes, said the boy's mother. We were just passing through, boy. Time to go home. The boy, pleased with this answer, looked back down to his screen and continued to build the world in the image until that too no longer satisfied. The end story. Subscribe the channel.